Hey, Happy New Year, Ken. How's it going? Shawn is invisible. Shawn actually is experiencing some tech problems, so we're going to get her going here without him and have some fun. And we will be joined periodically by a special guest. Special guest who I'm sure you can hear coming through the door right now in lieu of me flying solo. Derek decided to make the trip down. How's it going? What's up, Sam? What's up, Terry? What's up, Brian? How's it going? Figured I would just play around with an idea. Kind of an idea. I guess just kind of a... When you kind of have like a riff, but it's not really a riff. It's just kind of like something that you like and it's almost there. Happy New Year from Australia. What's up, man? You guys are you got into the New Year a little bit earlier than we did, eh? Smash the like button. Yeah, everyone with the gentle caress of the like button to help spread the word of what we're doing. Get some friends in here. Yeah, how's everyone's, I guess this is the second or third stream of the year now, but how's everyone's New Year been going? Yeah, I guess been going great. Oh, he's got his mic, but he's running away. What's he doing? Thanks, Terry. Yeah, this is the second channel on the... Yeah, it's because I had to hook up your pedal rig in 2 minutes. See how far Derek's running across the shop now, like all the way to the other side. So let's see if the mic and the in-ears stay intact.
He can't hear us right now because he doesn't have his in-ears in, but...
oh, so he's just going to keep talking?
Yeah. I don't have him in the stream, so...
Nice. Yeah, this is the second channel. Definitely I've been having a lot of fun with for, I mean, a lot of different sounds, honestly. Like, you can get a great rock sound out of it too, but especially split sound just with a bit of compression. Yeah, no problem, Andy. That's sweet. Yeah, I'll check into your amp and see when it's coming. I know we have sent out a bunch of stuff to Sweetwater recently, so shouldn't be too far off. But yeah, Andy's building his board ahead of time. He was smart and he messaged me asking for the foot switch dimensions so he could build his new pedal rig around his amp that he ordered before it even gets in, which is great because I can't count how many times I've added a new variable to my rig and just not planned for it at all, and it had to just be a big jumbled mess. So yeah. Good day, Scott. What's up? Love the green channel. Yeah, no, green channel's definitely the most diverse. I think if I had to have one, it would be that for sure, because you can get everything from, you know, just kind of that really edgy kind of clean. That's on the blue aggression, but with red, you know, you can get a little more. Andy, what channel do you think you're looking forward to most on the amp? Because I know you've done like a lot of research going into this. Like, what do you think is going to be your go-to? Oh, he's getting mic'd up. Derek's almost with us here. Anyone, anyone pick up any new gear this year? That's, I guess, one of the things we talked about was, favorite gear purchase of 2021. Anyone picked up anything? What was your first gear purchase of 2022? Post-Christmas gear purchase with all the gift cards and all the fun. Anyone pick up anything new this year? Let me know here. Let me know what you're planning to pick up as well. I feel like a lot of the stuff that people ordered over Christmas probably hasn't come in yet either still, just with the way everything's going right now. But oh, what's that over there? Oh, he's almost there. That could be misconstrued as something else. Yeah. I think with that
does it sound like I'm taking a leak?
Yeah, it kind of does. It's the Beppis.
So it's accurate.
KG. Got a G2. Nice, man. Do you get the green or the gold? Persona Super 5 Studio monitors. Nice. Nice, dude. Yeah. Yeah, definitely my music wants this year were studio related things because that's where I've been spending most of my time with everything that's been going on. Honestly, I'm stoked for the Range of the Purple channel. Yeah, man. Oh, and he is here. But we're on opposite sides tonight.
What's that?
We're on opposite sides.
Yeah, we are.
This has never happened before.
I know.
I feel discombobulated.
It's weird.
Oh, you don't have your ears in yet.
I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to break something with that because the last time I used wired ears, I broke something. So,
Get ready.
you know, I'm real smart like that.
Yep.
Sorry I'm late, everybody.
Oh, no, you weren't. You kind of just decided to come down. It's great. You got here pretty quick.
Oh, you betcha.
Yeah, we got your rig set up pretty quick,
Okay,
too.
let's see. Can I hear you now? There we go.
Let's see if anything has moved here in this vicinity.
I don't know what I'm going to do with this
Y'all
thing.
need to switch seats. I know, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Initially, I was just going to be seated center, and Derek decided he was going to come down, and I was like, well, all my stuff is patched over this way, so I guess I'm switching sides tonight. And yeah, it definitely has thrown me off. I definitely have always, too, like when playing shows, been someone who's, like if I had a choice, gone to stage left. I don't know why. I just like the feeling of that. So any show that I've like been forced to go on the opposite side has felt very strange. EQD Avalanche Run. Oh, you like the Avalanche Run. That's a great
Oh,
pedal.
yeah.
What do you want? Do you want this? Here.
No, I want this.
I was going to say, I can take my Aristides if you want.
No, I want this.
Here's some picks for you.
Sounds great, eh?
It's nice and in tune.
Yeah, bud. What's my cable? Is this guy right
that's
there?
it, yeah. And we
That guy right there?
we tested her and she's good. So let's
Put
see
her in
if
a
she's
little
working
knot
now.
there, too, because we're good with cables. That's awesome.
Yeah, I also was in a rush. So
You don't say.
no. Ocean Machine pedal looks good. Which one's that? Do you know what the Ocean Machine is?
No, I don't. I would
What
love
is
to.
that? That sounds good. Sounds
What
like
are you at, standard or half down?
I'm
or?
in standard, but I can accommodate whatever.
No, I'll come up to your tuning.
Cool. Yeah, what is the Ocean Machine? That sounds really interesting. Hoping to get a 120 to see if everything lines up. Would have been nice to have one on Cold Lake. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just stay inside and play lots of guitar. Not and roll. I don't know what that is.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. It is way hotter in here than it was last week.
I know. Yeah, well, we got a few more. I guess nothing that should be generating a lot of heat in here, but
Just me, buddy. I walked in here
and just heated right up.
Bod. That's the way she goes.
Delay into reverb into delay. Oh, cool. Okay, sweet. So yeah, just like nice washed out, kind of like shoegazy tones. Yeah. More pedal design with Devin Townsend delay reverb delay. Nice. Oh, I didn't know that Devin did a signature pedal. That's awesome. And you can route which goes in front of which. So you can do like different signal paths within one pedal. That's really cool. That's definitely something I've tried within drive pedals that I like being able to use. I forget what it was. I think Wampler might have made a pedal.
Gearbox, buddy. The gearbox.
It's the gearbox. Is that what it is? They made one before too that had. I think it was the Tom Quayle, the Dual Fusion.
Oh.
That's what it was, where it had like multiple inouts that you actually could route like within the pedal to get different kind of gain stages going on.
That's always been something that's kind of confusing to me is when guys are doing sig pedals, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder what everybody else's opinion is on this. When you're doing a sig pedal, so like the Andy Wood is called the gearbox. I didn't know that Tom Quayle's is the Dual Fusion,
Which is a well-known pedal that's not known as his sig.
yeah.
Right.
What do you guys think on that? Like, what do you think about the idea of like when artists do sig pedals, if they're named after the artist or if they give it a cool name? Like, I like the name Gearbox.
Yeah, totally. And it suits what it does. Like
The pedal looks great too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of orange colored stuff
Is
normally,
that-
but that thing looks really, really good.
That one is a double stomp, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a boost in it.
Yeah, and I think I've seen one kicking around here.
Yep.
That'll do.
How's that do?
I just turned these two on because I know that's probably what you'd want. And got the name on it somewhere so we know that at least. Yeah, exactly. Is it important to you guys that it's like the name of the pedal or that it's like the focal point of the graphic in the pedal?
I'm just playing to annoy the shit out of Sam.
I wasn't prepared for this tonight. Yeah, Jack, 2020 is a good example of that. How you can use like the boost as its own thing to get a mid-gain tone or run it in series or like multiple gain stages. Yeah, that's another one too, though. That like the 2020 was like the Knuckle Puck signature pedal, but it wasn't called like the KPOD or something. Like it was just
Right.
called the 2020, which was their album, but like, yeah, didn't necessarily say like that on there. But
Hey, Dorian.
Doesn't have to be on front. Depends on the artist. Yeah.
Did Dorian leave?
I think he might have bounced out. Yeah.
Oh.
What's up?
Nothing. I was going to send him to go get me another guitar.
Oh. Do you want? Well,
Okay.
take this.
No, I want this one, but I want another one later. It's not here.
I don't want
so.
it yet. What do you want? The DGT?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you want. Cool. So you can figure out how to get it to sound like Nick. I think there's lots of gain stages going on there. Like I think they run it into like a fairly broken up Marshall. Like it's not like they're running it into like a total clean platform. So it's like you have like a somewhat broken up amp with a boost stage with a heavier drive stage. So if you had plans there. Here.
I was like, Sean's not here. I'm in.
Yeah.
It's my chance.
Hey, he might just pop up. We'll see. Well, if the computers decide they want to work, then maybe a wild Shawn Tubbs will appear. If not, we're just going to hang out and have some fun. Depends, yeah. Yeah, I feel like if the pedal... Like, I feel like there's lots of people, as you were saying, the dual fusion, it's like, I don't think everyone who used that was necessarily buying it because of Tom Quayle, or even
Dude,
knew.
I had no idea that it was Tom Quayle's pedal until you just said it.
Right. So it was like, it's a pedal that appeals to a lot of people. So I could kind of see why he didn't just want to call it like the Tom Quayle Overdrive, because it does a lot of different things that people who don't just like Tom would like.
I would just like to note that Corey said nice shoes. And yeah, I will. If my wife ends up watching this later, because she won't watch right now, I'll just do an ad right now for, these are some sort of Birkenstock slipper, which I am not normally into. But now that I'm over 40 and I'm fat, my feet hurt if I don't have proper arch support. And these things are awesome. I don't care if I look goofy wearing them.
Dude, no. They're great. Like, my wife's been bugging me forever to get Birks. Like, her parents live in them, and she lives in them. She's like, they're great. My feet never hurt.
Yeah.
Like, yep. 100%.
No more my chucks killing my feet.
Yeah. I got to get just, like, a pair of shoes for in here. Like, these are, just have, like, runners, but, like, I need, like, a nice pair of, like, actual, like, loafers,
Just don't get navy blue.
If it's something the artist developed from the ground up, a cool name would be a good idea if they use the stock.
Get me that
pedal blast
DGT out of
with
there.
in the pedal. Yeah, totally.
It's one in the Paisley case on the rack.
That's a good point. It's like if it's something the artist was involved with from the ground up in terms of the voice and everything like that. Yeah. Cool. Well, I guess we could talk about some of.
What are we supposed to talk about tonight?
Well, Shawn and I were gonna talk about a few different things, really. Mostly like kind of how to stay creative while writing songs and demos and videos.
Screw all that, because I
So
don't do that.
I was gonna say Derek doesn't do any of that, so it feels like redundant to talk about that now.
Well, what I do when I'm writing songs
But some of
is,
the things I guess would still kind of pertain to you. But
I'd save that for when Shawnee's here.
yeah, exactly. Wait, fat needing art support. Can I get this for a friend, of course. They're Birkenstocks. They make like sandals and stuff too.
Yep,
Like-
I have those too that I've been
They're sick.
avoiding using.
Yeah, because you're gonna like them.
Well, yeah. I have this thing where if I put shoes on, I also got my wife tricked me into buying Blundstones one time.
I have Blundstones that I love.
I know. I put them on and I didn't like them.
Right.
And I was like, I think I wore them like for like a week.
This
and I was like,
hurt your feet.
I'm like, they hurt my feet. I'm not wearing these. And then I also found out every hipster on the planet owned them. And I was like, I don't want these.
Yeah. I just got them because they're good. They last for all. Sandals in Canada. Yeah, sandals.
For like 2 months or 3 months, but
It does actually get hot here. Yeah, like it gets very hot here. So
I don't know if I would say very. It's warm.
in the summer it does.
It gets into the 90s and up to 100 if we're lucky. He's in Minnesota.
Burke
Nice.
sandals. When Joshua said that. That's funny. I guess I'm in Minnesota. Yeah, exactly. Big difference there. I think it's like the closest comparison to where we live is probably somewhere in rural Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's funny, like I've been playing mostly the SSS version of this.
Yes.
Which sounds like very different. I'm appreciating the HSS right now, but it's funny how like they do feel pretty much the same, but the sonic voice is like very different. Oh, there we go. Is that in standard?
Yeah. Everybody say hi to Dorian. Hey, Dorian, my Les Paul lands in North Dakota tomorrow. We're a day late in a buck short, buddy.
Oh yeah. So that was I asked one of the guys here. What was the first piece of gear that you bought in 2022 or are planning to buy in 2022?
For no other reason besides Dorian will not shut up about how amazing the 1991 Les Paul Standard is. I bought a 1991 Les Paul Standard.
Yep.
I have played at least one of yours, right? And he's not lying. They're pretty. Well, his is pretty awesome. So we'll see if the one I bought is awesome or not. But
I feel like the consistency was pretty good back then. Like there's certain areas where you can.
They call it the good wood era, is what I keep seeing online.
Nice.
And I was like, I can support anything that says good wood in it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What? Yeah. If it sounds good. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. The DGT, the classic gold top PRS.
So I got that, and I mean, technically, I bought it last year, but got it this year. The 5150 Iconic.
I still didn't get a chance to rip it today, but yeah, we got it out in hopes that someone would notice it and call it out and make us try it. But
I did.
Yeah, you did give it a shot?
No.
Oh yeah, no.
I just called it out.
Okay. Yeah.
Looks great.
It does, yeah, and it feels like it's lighter for sure. I know that was part of the idea with it, is that it's intended to be lighter, and from what I've seen, it does sound like a 5150 and apparently feel like a 5150. So I'm stoked to try it out, but just haven't had too much time yet.
Great.
Nice. Supposed to be a good time for Les Pauls. Yeah, that's what we keep hearing. I will say, yeah, the black Dorian's Evertune Les Paul. Is that, what year is that? 98. Okay, still 90s though. Like the 90s ones are great. Like maybe it's just that the Evertune makes it feel so solid. But this one's probably still my favorite that's here though.
Yeah.
Try it. Yeah. I saw that and the Marshalls, but I feel bad calling other amps on the Red Family. Oh no, man, we're big fans of, like, as you can see here, like we love lots of other types of amps for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like and for lots of different stuff too. Like I will say, like, through working here, I actually have explored, like, trying lots of more different types of amps, so I can kind of know where we sit with everything. And
yeah,
I've come to, I think, appreciate through working for us a lot of other amps that I probably would not have tried otherwise. Like that Mesa Barba, I remember the first time trying that, I had always heard about them, and plugging into it, it was just like, holy shit, this thing sounds amazing. Like, yeah, stuff that I wouldn't have tried otherwise, that I tried researching just through this. And yeah, we're all big tinkerers and tone searchers and stuff, and there's we obviously enjoy how our amps sound, but there's lots of different amps with incredibly different voices that work for so many different applications that it's kind of hard to just say we only play our own stuff. Like, yeah,
I would say for me, this is my core style sound.
Yes,
is that green channel, right?
Kind of like a slightly broken platform with a
little fatter than a Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be in there, and like I still probably would prefer the green channel on the 740 over anything that we have, but like you cannot beat the feel of like a Friedman BE for the like boosted Marshall thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's nothing else that does that.
No.
Well, I shouldn't say that there's nothing else. Nothing we have does that at all. So
they do it in a great way.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Thought on the Katana. Yeah, the Katana. Oh, like the little the Boss, like the model amp. Yeah, man, those things have come a long way too. And like I see things like that, or like the Spider or whatever. Like so many people will joke about the Line 6 Spider. I mean, the insane setting obviously was a little bit much.
Was it insane?
Oh yeah. It was a little. It was pretty wild. But like, man, I got some cool tones out of that for what I was using it for. Like just playing at home, want some decent effects, want to use headphones, great. Like, you can't really hate on those types of amps, and I think the Katana definitely has kind of taken the tuning level for sure.
What do you think of? What's your take on orange amps? I had a Rockaverb 50, 100. I don't remember what for a while. I thought it was awesome. I sold it like right when we started Rev.
Yeah.
I got rid of it, and I would take another one back whenever I can get one. I mean, we have a bunch of my stuff in here now because we finally have our alarm system in place here. So, stuff can start making its way over.
I just remember, literally the day after the cameras were installed, I walk into the studio and there's just like, oh, there's 30 amps on the floor.
Yeah.
Great. I will deal with this. Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff not here too, right? Like there's some that they can't see. Like there's a few Friedmans hiding in the back.
And the Mesa rack. I kind of tried to do it so it was like the Marshall style rack, the 5150s, the Boogie style stuff. Yeah. But like, do you think, I guess, you've used all of them over the years. Like I know you primarily played Boogies and stuff like that, but like, aside from just liking having the gear, like I certainly would use all of those for different gigs. Like I wouldn't necessarily gravitate to one amp for everything. Yeah. Like they were saying, it's like, I wouldn't just use a Rev for everything either.
Yeah.
I use it for most things because like I genuinely do get along really well with all the sounds in our amps.
Man, I just really hated Marshalls when I was young. I actually sold a JCM 800 combo or it might have been a JMP combo. It looked very similar to the combo that, I don't know if you guys can see the one that's behind Sam on the floor there.
Yeah, this guy here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one. I bought it for $400 in like '94, maybe.
There.
So,
oh, I can see it zooming. There you go.
and
When
I
was
got
2
rid of
years
it.
old.
Yeah, you were 2 years old and I was 14.
I turned 30 in 2 weeks. Not a baby anymore.
Turned
I'm a real kid now. I can grow a mustache, guys. I still can't grow a mustache.
I just shaved what was there for mine.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, I had this 212 Marshall, and dude, I sold it to buy. I think I bought a Marshall Valve State
Yeah.
instead, and like the solid state. And the reason why is, no matter what I did, the Marshall sounded thin. And then when I was playing in a band, I was playing with a triple rectifier. And every time I had to use somebody else's like JCM 800, JCM 900, even with the gain dimed, I was like, these things sound like thin pieces of crap.
Without knowing how to like boost them and stuff. Dude, I remember the first show that I ever played. Like legitimately the first show I ever actually played. It was on Logan and Maine at like the Occidental. I was in like eighth.
Oh,
I was in like eighth grade. For those of you who
Classy joint.
For those of you who don't live in Winnipeg, that is a very sketchy part of town, and I was like 14. My parents dropped us off at the show and were like, "We are going to stay here at the show and see what's going on." But I remember we thought we were all sick, and we're like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna rent the Marshall stacks from Long and McQuaid," and like we just jammed with like our combos and like the Line 6 stuff where it's like you dial in the gain and it's like it sounds digital, but whatever. And then we didn't bring any pedals or anything, not knowing at the time like that you had to like use a whole rig in front of them. We plugged in at the show, we're just like, oh no.
Yeah, this terrible.
This is very bad. Like this is not what we were bargaining for.
Dude.
And I remember borrowing some dude's tube screamer into like it was like usable, but he's like, no, you need this. And it's like, 18-year-old dude at the time from me being 14, he's like, this is what you need.
Yeah. Buy
like,
this green monster.
this is the secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then I learned about boosting amps very quickly.
I used I got rid of that, and then I got a Marshall MG just because it had more gain, even though it sounded way worse. And then, honestly, it wasn't until I was working for Two Notes, so like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. So I would have been like mid to late 30s, like 36, 37, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
That I played, we had rented a JMP from Sonic Backline here in the city for a video that we were doing with Joey and Ariel for the Torpedo. And as soon as Joey plugged into the JMP, I was like, oh, what is that? That is not a Marshall.
Yeah.
And then we had this JCM 800 was being lent to us before I bought it. Mike Hall had it, and I
didn't know that was my calls.
yeah, cool. And I plugged in, Joey plugged into it at first. They dimed the gain, and I was like, I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
And then I got to hear the whole story about like, CSA version JCM 800s and like, and I mean, obviously I plugged into, I think they had a 74 JMP. I'm not 100% sure on the years anymore, but I think it was a 74 or 78 or somewhere, I don't know, 70s JMP.
Yeah.
And it just sounded so huge.
Yeah.
And it sounded the way that Friedman's, kind of sound with less saturation. And I was like, yeah, that's what I want. And then I went on a spree finding Marshalls and buying them.
Nice.
Or trading for them. A lot of the stuff I have, I've traded for. Like, I remember I was on the way home from NAMM one year, and a dude put something up that he wanted to trade a Mark V for a Generator 100. And we had one demo amp left from NAMM that I had with me, and I was driving through. Pretty sure the dude lived in, I think it was Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, it wasn't Minnesota. It was like Iowa or somewhere. And he's like, yeah, I would trade my Mark V for a 100. And I'm like, I will see you shortly.
Yeah, I will stop by and do that. I
yeah.
feel like there's lots of stories like that.
Well, that's how I got the Mezzobarba. Somebody wanted a 120, and I was like,
who else? Like, I feel like you're like that, and Chris Ulrich is like that. Like anytime we do a tour, Chris will buy like 5 guitars. So just like, and he'll just find like he'll just go into a city and hop on Kijiji, and he's like, oh, I found this like Gibson Firebird from this year, and it just like goes and picks it up, and it's like
that used to be my thing, especially before Rev when I was traveling for sales for my printing company. Man, I would go to I'd head out West Alberta, and I'd bring at least $2,000 cash with me and hit Kijiji and be like, I'm coming home with something. That's where I got my Lucille. I got a PRS out there one time. And was my favorite thing to do. Was
Yeah.
It was the best part about being away on a sales trip for work. Was
Looking forward to like the stuff you can snipe.
But now, like literally, everybody thinks their stuff is worth 4 times what it actually is. So
yeah. Alex, do you mind going up a little bit? Sorry, we got a little talky there, and I saw there were actually a couple questions about a little bit further too. There were a couple there. Thank you very much. That's it. Loving the Brendan T4, the carbon. Orange. Any thoughts on the purple and red channels sound feel compared to a Mark series? You're more familiar with the Mesa Mark series than I am. Like I know the Rectos and stuff, but I haven't actually tried a lot of the Marks. Where do they kind of sit with that?
I've only played those amps twice.
Yeah. I feel like I definitely will say
Mark series are more like 5150s. I feel like they're easier to make tighter. Right.
They're not as flubby.
Yeah. They don't have as much of that low mid thump that you get out of the Recto. Right. Or like the sub lows that you get out of the Recto. So
I feel like that would kind of be in between the two channels then, because Mesas do definitely have like that saggier sound.
And Mesa sound like Mesa. Like there's like.
No real comparing.
No.
I feel like honestly, to answer that question, then I guess if that's your feeling on it, it probably sits somewhere in the middle. Like the purple channel is certainly the only reason we say like a very like hi-fi kind of like mixed 5150 is it's very tight and it's very searing in the mid range, whereas the red is like a little more saggy or more recto-ish. But the voicing switches, like I was talking with a customer the other day who didn't think he would use the purple channel at all when he bought his amp, and that's been his primary sound since he got it. I think either channel can definitely get into whatever turf you'd want in that regard.
Yeah, I could see that.
Have you tried the CAE 3 Plus preamp mode? No, I haven't tried that, Sam. I will have to look into that though. That sounds cool. I've heard of Bob Bradshaw before.
What rev sounds similar to a Mark IV? I haven't played a Mark IV, so I don't know.
I mean the 120. Yeah, 120. Again, I feel like it's kind of in between a lot of those things. Like Dan was fans of 5150s and Rectos, but liked certain things about each of them, but didn't like certain things about each of them. And I guess just kind of tried to combine all the sounds that you liked amongst those amps. Not like it's voiced off anything, but
the one and only Brian Lewis. I don't even like guitars unless they cost at least $1,000. Did I read that right?
Yes.
I can't read it properly. Unless it costs $1,000. You know what, man? I would say that's not quite a true statement from me, but it's not far off. I would say this. I have to search to find guitars I like for under $1,000 now. And especially now, because stuff that used to be made in Korea and Mexico and wherever else that used to be $600 is all of a sudden $1,200. So it's very hard to find anything now. I saw there's posts on the Groom Noodlers forum today, or a Facebook group that they were talking about a Phil Collin signature guitar, but I don't think it was even custom shop, was $4,600 or something like that, US, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of money for an Axe. But
I feel like anything sub $1,000 in Canada right now is not really possible. For I don't know. I guess prices are relative. Things are usually a little bit cheaper in the States, to scale, not a lot, but I remember when I started working at Quest in 2009. Wasn't that long ago? But you could get a Mexican Fender for $600, and by the time I left, they were $1,200.
Yeah, dude. When I started, you could buy the Squire 2 series, they're Korean, but I'd put them up against every Mexican guitar I've ever played.
Yeah.
And they were $300.
Yeah.
So,
and
US Strats were $1,000 back then, and in the early 90s.
Oh, Doug, try playing left-handed, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I would say this though. I think that guitars under $1,000 get a bad rap because I think that when I was a kid, or not, I shouldn't say when I was a kid, but when I was around 20, so right around 2000, I think for the quality of guitars that you got for $800 was shit compared to what it is now for $800. What you get for $800 to $1,000 now is substantially better, I find.
Totally.
Than
and a lot of the Korean and Indonesian stuff too. I always will say this is obviously a much nicer Schecter, but the Schecters and the Jacksons and the LTDs that you can get for the price points are great guitars.
Ibanez, man.
Ibanez too, always the RG
Yep.
Whatever the 550. Nah, the 550 is a more expensive one, but whatever. Just like the Indonesian one was, like the HSH one, like yeah, 100%. And there are, I guess too, like there are more bands that are offering lefties now. Like it seems like, but I remember like yeah, literally not being able to get left-handed guitars in stock, and you'd have parents whose kids like I would always tell them it's like if your kid hasn't actually picked up a guitar yet, do everything you can get them to play right-handed.
Dude, I was the same.
But like there are some kids that just like won't do it. They're left-handed, so how do you tell them that their cheapest option is a $600 guitar?
Every kid I taught, they'd come, like the parents would be like, "Well, I think he's left-handed." I'm like, "Yeah, well," I'm like, "Which way does he shoot in hockey?" And they're like, "He shoots right." I'm like, "Great, he'll learn how to play guitar right-handed then."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, kids that are left-handed, like often play often, or like if they're baseball, they often hit. Like
I flip-flop. I golf and do hockey opposite
left
ways. I hockey left, golf right.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. I know.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Weird. It's the specific motion. I don't know what it is.
My brother does that too. Like Scotty's left-handed in hockey and right-handed in golf. And I've never understood that.
I really don't know. I didn't realize it until someone's like, "You do that the opposite way." Or it was my dad.
Is that why you suck at hockey?
I mean, I don't play hockey anymore at all because my shoulder's bunged up.
I got this injury back in college.
Yeah, exactly.
I was playing junior. I was on my way to the Olympics.
Left-handed, but learned to play right. Yeah, it wasn't any other options. Yeah, man, it's hard for sure. Like, for cheaper models especially. But it seems like now they're getting there. Just get a classical guitar with an just where there's no radius and just flip it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I was messing around with this Timmy pedal earlier. So Jack, if you're still on here, this is the Timmy that Nick built. It's like one side of the 2020 overdrive with like a couple tweaks, I think. But yeah, it's great. Like. I didn't know, like, until getting into the country thing, I didn't know about Timmys and, like, how versatile they are. Even for, like, this type of thing. Like, lots of guys in country seem to use them, I think.
Yeah.
Like, because it does that type of tone.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
But, like, on the same setting. Like, yeah, definitely, like, really hot, but, like, a lot of character it isn't, like, metal sounding, you know? Like, it's very rock and roll sounding. I wrote a classic rock riff today when I was trying to do...
Really?
Not actually, but I was trying to do, like, a Nuno Bettencourt ripoff.
I don't know if I'd call that classic rock. It sounds like 80s rock.
It's extreme.
Yeah.
Aaron Marshall toured with a couple import prototypes. Yeah, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be sub $2,000. I think his like when we were talking about it, his idea with that was actually just to get it so that as many players could attain it as possible. Like, it's nice to put out, like with the Nick Johnsons, for example, like, yeah, it's nice to have this, like, this is an amazing guitar, but what do you think Schecter moves more on, the Diamond series or this?
Yeah.
And, like, what do you think kids are most kids who listen to intervals or listen to Nick, like, younger players aren't going to have $5,000 to drop on on a signature guitar, so why not give them the best guitar they can get for a price range that they can have and have it still be something that Aaron would use, like, yeah. And the Schecter stuff for the quality is amazing. But yeah, I think that's kind of the move with it. Really, I think that's a smart way to do it, and they're going to sell a ton of those guitars because of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, like you have to have those guitars that are like kind of like the kind of mid-range, like not the entry level, like the intermediate style guitars that they're going to be around, for sure. And this sounds ridiculous to say now, but like sub $2,000, and then.
But that's when you're like, if you're. I feel like that's the level where you're like, you're definitely serious about playing. but you might not be like totally pro yet. And even then, a lot of the pro guys are playing, you know, $1,500, $2,000 guitars too. It's not like everyone's playing, you know, $4,000 or $5,000 custom instruments. But once you reach that intermediate level and you've kind of outdone what an entry level guitar will do for you, that's probably where most people will kind of top out at.
Well, I don't know what you find with this, but I find that when you get up to that, like, you know, what I would say what used to be a $3,000 guitar was kind of like the cutoff for me is once you pass over $3,000, everything is just, at that point, it's all for you at that point. It's not about function anymore. It's about feel, and it's about aesthetic.
That was one thing I was saying too. Like with parents who'd buy guitars for their kids, they're like, you'd explain to them, they're like, well, this guitar costs $1,500. Why does it do this? And you're like, well, it's really good for this style of music and this and this. They're like, well, why would I pay more for it if it only does like one thing? And it's like, well, it's a lot more specialized at what it does. You know, like an entry level guitar is going to cover a lot more bases. So. Someone asked, Swiss Army knife amp from us would probably
Generator 120.
Generator 120, yeah, which is what we're. I'll just step through a couple sounds for you quick. But like the idea with the 120 is that every channel is unique and usable in its own right, and even the high gain channels, there's a lot of options, but they're different. So the clean. I'll turn off like any drives and stuff here, just like a little bit of verb.
Also, gently depress that like button for us, if you don't mind.
Gently depress.
That'd be great.
So yeah, this is the clean with just a bit of compression and verb.
So please let us know what you're drinking tonight. I had a spiced rum and Coke and a bubbly. So
nice,
you know,
double fisting.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I need some water before this gets going.
So that's clean. The clean is very clean, and it's intended to be very clean because you can get more of the backed off kind of cleaner tones from the second channel. So this is actually the second channel I just switched to. With the volume backed up, and then as you dive in, that's kind of your. So there's 3 different drive settings on each channel. That's kind of just the beginning entry drive. That's the first drive stage on the second channel. And then as you step through the aggressions here, it's actually a lot more noticeable on this channel than the other ones, I think. But
yeah.
So yeah, the second channel ranges from like kind of that like just twangy to more of a. I got the gain rolled back, but you can get. And then on the high gain channels, there's the third channel and the fourth channel, which are very basic comparison. One's a little more modern, a little more tight, a little more hi-fi. One's a little more saggy and a little more traditional sounding. So this is the purple channel. This is the red channel with the same setting. Gee, I like how that sounds for that red. Then 3 different aggression levels on each. Oh, there it is. Anyways, really quick bounce through the channels, but yeah, the Generator 120 like will cover all your gain stages. It has a gate built in, verb built in, has the 2 notes cabs built in.
How much is it, Sammy?
32 US.
$32.99.
$32.99 US. Yeah, it was close. It's funny how I know them in USD because everyone we deal with is $32.99 USD. And
Canadian equals stupid money.
Yeah, it's not real.
No.
And then the 100p and the 100R are they $26.99?
$25.99. $2,600.
Yeah, and the 100p and 100R.
I might be wrong. Maybe it is $31.99. I might be thinking $32.99 because I just looked at somebody who ordered a custom 12X
with the upgrade. Yeah.
Our website says how much they are.
Yes.
So does Sweetwater's and Guitar Centers and a Musician's Friend and every one of our dealers.
Yes, they didn't ask that.
I know they
You
didn't.
did.
I'm just letting everybody know.
You can find it.
Actually, I heard like if anybody's looking for one, because there is a wait a lot of the time for 120s right now. Like they've been back ordered pretty heavily for a while.
Yeah.
I believe we were talking about in Ish Guitars out of New York might have some in stock.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that actually.
We should sell at par, Dave. Yes, we should buy our parts at par as well. That would be awesome. I would love that. Yeah.
What are your favorite preamp tubes? We've been using JJ's. JJ Tad. I haven't really.
Shugoang. That is Tad. Shugoang Chinese preamp tubes are the best preamp tubes, in my opinion. The problem is we can't get them. So JJ's are a close second to that. But my favorite is, what is it?
Sugarwang.
You got it.
Yeah. I will say they pre-burn in and match their tubes, so their fail rate is extremely low.
That's right. That's the other thing that's way better than Shugoang. Because when we get our Shugoang tubes, we throw out 20% of them. So, but do they sound better? Yeah. So when Tad has them, but they don't have them right now. So
Glad to see Randy again. Adam says, I like how people actually know your amp's name now.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't really experimented. Like, do you have a brand that you like, Sam? Or does anyone have a brand that they like? Like, tubes have been hard to kind of come by, so we haven't been experimenting as much as
I'm curious about those. We've put those Genelac Gold Lions in a couple of guys' amps that, like, I got to hear them for, 30 seconds as I walk past the playtest room.
Right.
But, yeah.
Oh, he named it. There you go. Nice.
That's right, you did. So, yeah. I don't experiment with tubes that much anymore because it's my biggest concern is where can we actually buy them in bulk, right? Like
I will say, I've retubed Brad's amp for him last week, and he had the original 6v6s from 6 years ago when he bought his 740 from us, which were also Tads, but they were pretty old. And he had, I'm not going to say what brand it was, but it was a brand that I always assumed that I was like, oh yeah, that's a name that I hear a lot of. And he's like, I don't really know if I'm getting along with them. We tried it out, and I was like, it kind of sounds kind of hollow. Like it could be the power tubes, but I ended up retubing the whole preamp section with the JJs that we had, and he was just like,
was it preamp tubes that
I retubed
you were
everything.
getting? That you weren't getting along with though.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
And we retubed them with the JJs, and it was just like,
Who did he not get along with? Groove tubes?
no, it was the tongue salt. He didn't like them.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
I had always heard that they were great, and I like they had a certain sound that was good, but it was very different than what I'm used to with our amps. Like I feel like we're used to what we use in the amp service.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that. Maybe I'm just used to hearing that.
I don't. I don't necessarily think it's one tube type over the other. I think there's a lot of people that discount like the difference in your hands, the difference in the rest of your rig, right? Like how bright things sound to me, the way that I play versus how bright they are to you.
Right.
That's a difference that often is honestly in your hands. Like Shawn's hands sound brighter than my hands.
Yeah.
So Shawn has to, or doesn't have to, but Shawn plays with less treble than I do.
Yeah.
And like I find that's been some of the things I've noticed about tubes is where I think some stuff sounds a little bit duller or not quite as saturated, where when I'm playing it, sometimes I'll think something doesn't sound good. Like I never got along with groove tubes when I use them.
Right. Yeah, Dan said that too.
But people who said like, oh, those, the Chinese Shugoang tubes are trash. I'm like, I love those tubes. It sounds great for me. Just because my playing is trash and yours isn't.
Works for me.
Yeah. Whatever, it works. So.
Group sound better with blue tones. Yeah, different things work with different products for sure. Use the HX. Yeah, I feel like we sold a lot of those at Quest when I was there because we were able to get them, like the HX stuff.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Harmonix.
So weird looking at us on the opposite sides. It's like what's throwing me off here? What's different? Saying like stage right feels different. I like stage left.
Stobes, did I play on the right or on the left? I was played on the left. Yeah, I'm back home where I belong. What? Nope. That was definitely the wrong. That was not the right fret.
Outside playing.
I was playing jazz.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. That's what you gotta call it.
Jazz flute. Do you guys want Rev Gear and Beer shirts? Should we make those available? We made these. I'm sure I've talked about it before.
Yeah, we should.
Because these ones, I don't know if you can see it on the back, because I have the stand.
I feel like that's the thing now. Like those
It
are good shirts.
says Nashville on it because we did an actual Gear and Beer event in Nashville.
We did the live streams before that, but I think that's where the name Gear and Beer came from.
Oh no! Okay, yeah. Gear and Beer started as like events events in Nashville, like 5-6 years ago. Like it was like really early on.
I remember we did. I was at one of them. It was the house studio that was really nice. We got a bunch of hot chicken.
Yeah. Yep.
And I ate too much of it and felt terrible.
Yeah. Yep. That was actually. I don't know if you remember this or if you noticed this, but did that? You're talking about the one that like.
What studio was that? Was it House of David?
Yeah, House of David, and like Noah came by and shot some videos, and like Ronnie,
Henson.
Ronnie was with us, and do you remember? So Tyler Morris and his dad showed up.
Yeah.
Did you notice that they brought Bill Finnegan?
No.
Yeah, Bill Finnegan was with them.
It's amazing.
And he had brought a KTR pedal for Tyler, and I was like, "Where's my KTR pedal?"
That's pretty sweet.
I'm like, "You came to our party, and
that was cool though, man. Like that was. I think that was the first time that I ever went to Nashville and just like kind of getting the vibe for everyone.
Can you at least sell the shirts at bar?
We'll do a discount for people who come to the stream. That was my first time actually going to Nashville and getting the vibe for just like what those things are like when all the dudes come down to check something out, and like it was like a really cool first experience like doing that type of stuff, and I really hope to go back there soon. Hope to be able to.
I'm going.
Yeah. Oh, I saw someone commented too. They just put out. Did you see that Ariel was in the new Silver Sky video?
No, I was gonna say,
Mayer.
are we gonna get away not talking about the Silver Sky that everybody's like all hot in the nuts for?
Yeah.
No. I hate the US one. I'm like the biggest PRS fan.
You don't like the neck, do you?
I can't stand it.
I didn't like it at first.
I was so happy
Chris
because
was,
you know that like, okay, I'll just say this: I'm not a big Sir guitar fan, which is like. Weird because almost everybody loves Sirs, and I've just never gotten along with it.
And they're similar to these too, but they are different for sure.
So when PRS was coming out with one, it was the same with Ibanez with the AZ. Both of them, when they were coming out with them, I was like, yeah, like finally, like.
I really like the AZs.
Right? I hated the AZ when it first came out. I haven't played any of the newer ones, but again, same thing. Neck shape.
Yeah.
Bug me.
Yeah.
And the PRS is a weird neck shape.
It was the gloss for me. It wasn't the shape. It was just like the really heavy gloss. But I will say, Chris had one on the last Dallas tour that we did, and at first I was not into it, but it definitely grew on me a lot. But yeah, Ariel was in the release video, like playing and jamming in it, which is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's cool to see when
Killer player.
Yeah, and who else is in it? Lindsay L, Sharky. Do you know who Isaiah Sharky is?
No.
He's in John Mayer's band, but he's like killer player. Yeah.
Really? Nice.
Yeah. He's all that specs. Jack just knows all the specs.
I mean, we'll have to get one to try one. I got to hit up Schecter, and we got to get a Diamond Series NJ and compare the two.
Yeah, we gotta
on here because like I've done that.
We gotta get a PT.
What's that?
We gotta get the PT.
Oh, I know. I've asked. Michael, I know you're probably not watching this, but please.
I actually was chatting with Nick the other day. He shared the Celestial playthrough that we did because of the NJ in it, and we got into chatting. And I was like, dude. Nice. With that tone, I'll always say it sounds like Iron Maiden. Literally sounds like Iron Maiden.
I like how much reverb you have.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like
that was my classic rock.
Nice.
Very
like nice.
Endless reverb. Maybe a little bit of. Oh, that's it.
Nair.
Oh, dude, what's up? How's it going?
He just noticed the mannequin.
Yes, you were the first one to notice it. We were like, we got to just put it in the corner so I see if anyone can see it peeking. I actually didn't even notice. I could just see it in the corner peeking above Derek now. That's awesome.
That's Stobes in his. That's his. I shouldn't talk about what he does in his personal time, should I? Oh yeah. It looks.
It's like on the angle it's on too.
It looks suspiciously like you, Sam. I think it's
why?
modeled
Because it
after
has
you.
no facial hair.
Looks very young and innocent, like sub 30.
Yeah, another 2 weeks, bud.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? The Silver Sky SE thing? Cool? Not cool? What's your take?
Try it out. I mean, I'm sure for the price, it's, like the SEs in general are pretty great for the price. Like,
I've got a single cut SE that I think Carl borrowed 3 years ago.
I was going to say that was not recent.
Still has.
Yeah.
Was the shop's playtest guitar until it became that Bluesman Les Paul, but like.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Now the Ibanez RG is the playtest guitar, dude. I don't like. I set that thing up like every month. I swear. I went to play it today, and it was just like I was picking it, and it was just like this kind of noise. I was like, "What's going on?" And like the pickup had shifted, so the string was like bottoming out on the pickup.
I hate
and it
the
was like-
pickups in that guitar. I love the
Yeah.
look of that guitar so much. Like the Road Flare Red RG 550 is.
Yeah, I feel like an HSS version of that would be really cool. Like I kind of, yeah, I don't know.
Or just a single bridge pickup humbucker that sounds good. Would also be just fine.
Not Duncan copies.
Yeah, whatever they are.
Sweet. Actually, no, it's a Japanese one. It might have like, yeah. I don't know if it has Duncans in it, but it is the Japanese one. So
It just sounds so muffled every time I play it, and I'm like, I want this guitar to sound like it doesn't have a blanket on
because
top
it's
of
set
it.
up horribly. I don't bother setting it up fully because it's not going to last. Already have a Fender Mech Strat and the Ibanez AZ. Nice. I do like the AZs quite a bit. Oh, you guys looking it up online? There you go. They got it open on the screen there. Nice. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm curious to try, man. I think it'd be great. Like, I did like, the Silver Sky grew on me for sure, and the SEs are great for the price point, so I'm sure it'll do really well. Marzios, thank you. Sorry guys, I'm not an Ibanez buff. So much chorus. Okay,
So good.
I'll just keep going. Anyone try Michael Kelly guitars? Island Telly models. I've heard good things about
Yep.
them. I've not tried them really.
I tried one a long time ago. Thought it was good. I'm pretty sure it's Michael Kelly that I played.
Yeah, I know
someone
it
had years
in
ago.
my brain. I know exactly what the logo looks like with his name and the little circle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, RG550 has stock Ibanez pickups in them, but they're pretty much Ibanez to Marzios are like, yeah. I feel like Ibanez for me, like I've tried. You guys actually split screening that. I've tried like several different sets of bare knuckles that I tend to like in most guitars, and I tried putting the Aftermaths in an Ibanez. And it just didn't, like, the Aftermaths were a pickup that I had used in a lot of guitars that were, like, heavier physically. And with the Ibanez, where there was, like, no real mass to the body, like, they're purely made for playability. And it just didn't really get along with it. And I think that's maybe why, like, yeah, pickups like the DiMarzios or things that are, like, a little bit hotter might get along better with those bodies because they're so slim, which is great for playability. They're not made to be, super ultra resonant like a Les Paul or anything. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys mess with Tom Anderson.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah.
Schecter Custom Shop. I mean, Tom Anderson
Oh, really?
started at the LA Custom Shop. And, like, according to Shawn, I will say all these things. And,
And they will bite me when they are wrong.
yeah, exactly. Everybody can come after me and cancel me if I said this wrong. But I'm pretty sure what Shawn was saying is that...
You're so canceled.
I know. If this is what gets me canceled, I got off.
I would be very surprised if that's what it is.
Yeah. Phew. Dodged a few bullets there. Yeah, from what I understand, Tom Anderson started with the LA Custom Shop, which is what became like Schecter's Custom Shop. So, like, Shawn often commented about the green, like the SSS NJ that you have, because he had it for some videos first.
Right.
And he said, like, well, this is just Tom Anderson's legacy
Yeah.
at Schecter. And he's like, it plays just like a Tom Anderson. And Kyle, if Carriage is on here watching, Kyle's a big Tom Anderson guy.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And he bugs me quite often about the fact that I don't have one. And the only reason I don't have one is, I'm not patient. So, like, to get one, I'd have to, like, wait.
Oh, there he is. I feel like Kyle wasn't
Yes.
watching, and you said that, and like something was like, I need to go on the stream right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he goes,
His spidey sense went off because, yes, Kyle, we're talking about Tom Anderson. Correct me if I'm wrong. Shawn always says that Tom Anderson worked at like LA Custom Shop, which is what later became Schechter's like USA Custom Shop.
he also sold bodies to Shawn Sir in the early days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, Angry Widow would be absolutely perfect in an Ibanez. Yeah, 100%. Like that type of output is exactly what I'm talking about for a guitar like that. Like it's like hot and saturated, but it's really clear. Yeah.
I almost hit Kyle up because he either has or had an offset Tom Anderson that I was like, oh, I should buy that, like a Jazzmaster.
Oh yeah. I remember when he had that. Yeah, I think he might.
Yeah, he might
already.
still have it. I don't know. But I've tried to slow down the number of guitars that I buy, mostly because I don't use them that much. Like,
Yeah.
I use them here, and I just have sounds arrogant, or I don't know, like it sounds like I'm flexing. I just have too much stuff at this point. Like,
Yeah, and also too little time to play the stuff that you have. Like, for something like that to invest, it would be something you'd really want to put the time in with. Well, maybe not, but
you could just tell me to fix my mic, guys. It's not really that important that they don't hear you say that. Is that better? You guys feel better about life?
That's better, thank you.
Oh, but I can hear him more now.
I'll just leave it.
Yeah. How many do you have? We also fixed the original Frankie when Kramer headstock came off. It's just recording more. Oh, that's really cool. Dude, you're the only person I know who can make that guitar sound like that.
It's a special talent.
Yes. When you're capable of other things.
Could you donate a guitar to me? Mine is a $200. I mean, probably not.
You know what, man? I will say, I played $200 guitars that have inspired me. Just depends on what you're feeling.
Shit, Dan Electro 56U2 that I put Seymour Duncan pickups in it using a drill, not a saw or a chisel or anything that I should have used, and it's held in with stickers. And that guitar did a ton of shows for us, and we sold a ton of merch because I used that guitar and did like guitar spins and stuff with it.
Right.
And
It's just like a prop.
It's a giant pile of shit. So
Nice.
you
Yeah.
know what? Like, doesn't matter how good it is. Yeah.
Josh, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. It's all
Yeah,
good.
you know what, Josh? Since you did that, email me, Derek@revamps.com. I'll send you a free T-shirt for trying.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Nice.
That's one of my favorite quotes. I used to have the offset. That was the first one I ever bought and did my most recent custom order. Nice. Yeah, it's a sentimental one. Yeah, that's a nice guitar, man. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't have the patience to wait the way that Kyle does.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't count how many times I've talked to you, dude, where you're like, yeah, I got to move something because I got like 3 guitars on order, 4 guitars on order that are coming in sometime in the next 6
I don't
months.
have time for that.
Yeah.
I've had the same Aristides guitars for 4 years now, and I recently have taken home the SSS to
I was
play
gonna say,
with, and that's it.
And then you just use mine if you want anything else.
Exactly, and that's
Yeah.
pretty much it. And like I have, like a Strat. I have an SG with the Peg City pickups in it. Like I don't know, those have worked for me, and they work for me for pretty much everything. So
The whole
I'll
91
keep using them.
The whole 91 Les Paul thing with Dorian, really, really kicked it up when I was playing that Tobacco 91 he had at No Fun Club when we were there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I gotta get one of these. And then I every night I'm on Reverb and I'm like, come on, where is one? And then finally on Saturday I was like, oh yeah, and there's a Strat that I wanted too, and I was like, oh yeah, and I bought both guitars, and then the Strat, they refunded my money because
It was
they didn't actually have it.
The gunmetal.
Gunmetal blue Strat,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I'm gonna sell. I have that red Strat.
The one that my dad's worked on a few times. It's an American Special.
Nope, American Standard.
It is a Standard?
It's like 60th custom or 60th anniversary or 50th anniversary. I don't remember.
Is
It's
the one with the Fishmans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have the original pickups
sorry,
too.
when I say the one with the Fishmans, I say that as if all your guitars don't have the Fishmans on them.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you miss all the shots you don't take. Nice.
Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, Kyle.
Yes.
I don't think Kyle finds The Office funny though.
God, fire and forget. If I order customs, the money is tied up and I can't impulse buy stuff.
That's very true.
What year model Strat? I don't know. I got to figure it's I'm pretty sure it's like 60th anniversary.
The one that you were going for?
No. Oh, the one I was going for was an 87 gunmetal blue American Standard.
And there was one in town that you found that was like
it wasn't gunmetal blue. I showed up and it was like teal, and I was like, "This is the wrong color."
Right. I was going to say Derek found like that guitar in town, but he showed up and it like wasn't what the guy had posted at all. So,
and just so there's some reference of why. So, like my first U.S. Strat was a gunmetal blue Strat. I gave it to my brother because it was my brother's favorite guitar.
Right.
And now I'm like, I don't want that guitar back from him because that's his. But I'm like, I want that guitar back. Like that's my favorite color for a Strat, and that Strat, especially after plug for TJ Silger.
Oh, TJ's unreal. Yeah.
Regina Prairie guitar.
Prairie guitar. Yeah.
Something.
Prairie guitars.
Yep. He removed all of the clear coat from the neck and like refretted it with stainless steel frets. That guitar is it's amazing. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so
TJ's a wizard, man.
There was a gunmetal blue Strat in Atlanta at the same dealer that had this 91 Les Paul. And the Strat was mint, so I bought both. And then they told me, yeah, we actually sold the Strat in store this past week, and somebody forgot to take it off reverb. And I was like, damn it.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, whatever. It just means there's less pressure on me to sell one of my other ones right now. So
yeah, less pressure for you to tell me to put it on Kijiji.
Do you guys have that friend who always gets great gear for dirty cheap? Yeah, me.
Derek.
Yeah. So
my dad.
Yeah. Yes, there are other people who get stuff way cheaper than I do.
He was telling me like he literally like has had the same chain of like trading going since like the mid 80s.
Really?
And he started with like I mean obviously he's owned a lot of gear, but he's like directly kept it going down the line, and he started with like a $300 PV and has now graduated to like I won't even say what he's been trading for recently, but it's like you just kind of like he somehow always gains equity on trades, and he flips stuff within like less than a day, and I don't know how he does it. Like it's crazy. He has this weird like old guy Facebook presence. Like, yeah, it's like he'll like post a status and it'll get like 400 likes. Just like so many like old friends you have. Yeah, exactly.
Well, because your dad's amazing and everybody knows him and loves him. And they're like, oh, Bruce posted something.
Even Danielle says that she's like, what is his deal with like everyone? It's like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just a really good human being, and people seem to like that.
I guess
it's weird.
But he flips gear like no one's fucking business, and always makes money on it. And I don't have that gift. So
I have seldomly lost money flipping gear, like very, very seldomly. Yeah.
You're just good at not losing money, though.
I just
in general,
like JP, what a rip! I showed up for Tubbs. That's what you get, John.
This is Shawn Tubbs.
This is my version of I'm taking a day off.
Do you not recognize Shawn Tubbs?
Yeah,
it's another office thing. It's like when they have the Asian guy playing Jim.
I played outside. I'm sorry, Shawn. I'm sorry that I even attempted to do that and sullied your wonderful name and plan.
I know my one outside note.
Yeah, exactly. You know what we need to do is the next time we do this, when we have computer malfunctions, we should have done this when Shawn was here. We get a picture of him, and we make a cutout.
Like
we just set it on the chair.
Like the Joey cutout.
Yeah, we just set it on the chair with the guitar in front, and then I'll hide behind the chair.
Or we get a MIDI pickup and someone does it with the keyboard.
And I'll just do that.
Fun fact, the PRS, my profile pic used to belong to Kyle. There you go. Man, there's probably a lot of guitars over the internet that have belonged to Kyle.
What is this? Unless you want to try a 90 tobacco burst. Strat, ooh.
With lace sensors. Man, I remember lace sensors back in the day. Those were cool.
What up, Alex Kelly?
Yo, what's up, Alex?
I wanted one of those lace sensor guitars so badly, and not to insult you, but I no longer care about getting a lace sensor guitar. I don't know why. It's not like
they were cool back in the day, though. They were way ahead of the curve.
It's not like I dislike the way that those pickups sound. I just, for some reason, what I wanted back in the day, I wanted to actually get, before I bought my gunmetal blue Strat, I wanted to get It was like an American Ultra Deluxe or something like that back in the day. But it was the Strat with lace sensors in gunmetal. But
Yeah.
in the 90s, it was $3,500 to get it from the custom shop. And I was like, nope. I'll just wait till somebody sell one. And then I bought mine for $500.
That's like $10,000 now.
It's like $1 billion. Oh,
How many?
Time
How many?
machine.
$1 billion. Oh. Anybody else like Idiocracy? All those noises that we make, like the it's literally Dax Shepard from the movie Idiocracy directly. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. It's amazing. It's what's happening now. Regret selling it. Yeah, I definitely regretted selling a couple guitars, and this kind of made me realize that I don't really need to sell them.
No. I always find I regret it, so I stopped doing it.
I could use a Starbucks. Nice. There you go. Yeah.
No, it's go away.
Go away. I object. And the cat sound is from. I don't know if you're referring to the cat sound. I was just doing volume swells. Do you see? Was that? Is that him? That's amazing. Loving the HA Strat. Yeah, Scott has my old HA Strat. That's awesome. Kyle. Yeah. That's great.
I got another guitar I have my eye on, but I don't want to say anything about it because it's not technically for sale yet. And it's like, I'll tell you about it when the stream's over. Okay. And if I buy it, you guys will see it on it.
Sorry, did you watch, speaking of Idiocracy, did you watch Don't Look Up?
No, I heard that was cool, though.
It's very good. You should watch it.
Yeah.
It's not as poop fart humor as Idiocracy, but it's like the same kind of principle.
Does it have Terry Crews?
No, it doesn't have Terry Crews.
Dax Shepard?
Who does it have? It has a pretty good cast. It's got Leo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep's in it. Yeah, it's good. I don't know. I found it entertaining.
Nice. This is my favorite guitar that I have right now, just in case anybody cares. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do Not Look Up is awesome. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's a very real message right now, for sure. That sounds nice. That's a nice chord. So that sounds kind of like what Shawn would play.
It's because that's RV. It's part of the D20 versus G20, which is
Where's
a better
Shawn
pedal.
at? Sean's computer decided he wasn't going to come tonight.
Yeah. Actually, we just wanted to catfish all you guys. It was always going to be me.
Definitely wasn't. It was like 5 minutes before this, and Derek's at his house like 6 minutes away. He's like, "I'm coming, set up my amp," and just like got it set up.
Get the rig going, get me a solo cup.
He got here right in time.
Yeah.
To send you a message about the shirt.
Yeah.
Oh man, no problem. Then thanks for tuning
no problem.
in. Thanks for tuning in, Josh. We
I
appreciate
promise
it,
I will not respond to you for. It'll take me a few days, but it'll come. Don't worry. Anybody else that I said that we'd do toques or something, don't worry.
It's coming.
I'm 400 emails behind. I'll get to you.
Yeah, no problem at all, Josh. It's all good, man.
D20 versus G20 for pedal platform. D20.
Yeah, 100%.
Hands down.
Yep. The D20 is voiced in a way that
there we go.
The D20 is like the single platform for your pedals to work on, right? So it's made to respond well to what you want it to make it do with your pedals. Like the G20 is made to have a lot more of it happen within the box itself, whereas the D20 is made to have a lot of it shaped on the front end, so it will receive that very, very well. So, Dale, can't wait for my toque. It'll come just in time for winter to end. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll send it in May. Get that summer wear going, beach wear.
You'd be one of those cool kids that wears toques in the summer and ball caps in the winter. One of those edgy kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, if anyone wants to hear anything or has any questions, let us know. I mean, we had a plan and then we didn't.
Then we lit fire to that plan.
We've just kind of been having fun. So if anyone wants to hear anything, let us know.
Australian winter starts in June. That's right. I forgot you're in Australia.
Oh, dude. Well, that's why it hasn't got set yet.
How did we get this to Australia?
You can
I don't
send
understand
stuff
how
there
this works.
without paying $1,000. Yeah, man. No, we'll get it sent out, Dale. It's awesome.
Yeah. Tunes that
Falling in love with that neck pickup again.
bar. Yeah. What's your guys' go-to guitars that you're playing right now? And also, what if you had a chance to buy? Like, what's kind of your dream guitar? Or like, what's your oh man, what did on Wayne's World? What did he call the US Strat? Didn't he have a name for it?
Yeah, he did.
Like when he's like, one day she will be mine.
Where's Stoby?
Stobes, what was the Strat called on Wayne's World? It was white. Yeah, it was a white US Strat. And it was $5,000.
It's like the one in the glass case, right?
Yeah.
Excalibur?
Was it Excalibur?
I think so.
Dude, that mustache is next level. I didn't notice that earlier.
Stobes
She
is
will
creepy.
be mine.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
She will be mine.
She will.
It was Excalibur. Yeah. So what's your version of Excalibur? Somebody has thoughts on Reverend guitars? Great.
Oh, yeah, totally. That bass
Yep.
contour circuit in there is killer. Yeah, I love that. Matt Heafy Snowfall. That's probably the nicest looking Epiphone I've ever seen, to be honest. Like, have you seen those, like the whiteout Matt Heafy Les Pauls?
Yep.
Yeah, they look great.
Nice.
Oh, Dave, not at all, man. You're good. Dream guitar would be early 60s Les Paul. Nice.
My brother, you're a douche. Currently playing your gunmetal Strat. Thank you.
Nice.
I didn't even tell Scotty. I didn't even tell you. I don't know if you tuned in before, but I bought one last week and then they backed out. So joked.
That sucks. Scott, I was setting up your drum kit the other day, and the hardware is literally like, it's all original. It's
Yeah.
like the wing nuts on it. I was like, this is real old.
You're like, this is trash. Why
we're
do we
not
have
going to
this
be
here?
able to play this. No, it's great though. I'd love to actually try to tune it up. And
Framus Stormbender. What is Framus Stormbender?
oh man, I remember when Framus was making some pretty cool guitars.
Oh, Framus makes great guitars, especially their like the high end stuff. They're like
yeah,
$5,000,
man.
$6,000.
I don't even know what
bucks.
model. It might have been a Diablo that we got at Quad. Is it the amp? No, the Cobra's the amp.
Cobra's the amp.
Diablo might be the guitar, but
El
I
Diablo.
remember, yeah, there was one that we got back in the day that had a rosewood neck. It was kind of like an offset telly style body. Murray Campbell had one.
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
played like the Devin Townsend guitar and a bunch of other ones when I was at
Yeah.
Warwick Framus in, I don't remember what year it was.
Oh, the
years ago.
Dunnable guitars are
Yes,
killer.
I was just going to ask you, have you played any Dunnables?
Darren has one, or Aaron Marshall has one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Sasha Dunnable is a killer luthier.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Those are right up actually your alley, yeah, like
Yeah.
style wise, yeah, 100%. Did
Yeah.
he play? What band did he play with?
Dunnable?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I forget if it's like Intronaut or something like that. Devin Townsend signature. Oh, nice. Yeah. That's the Framus
Yeah.
Devin Townsend one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like the single cut looking thing too. Yeah.
Oh, it's super heavy because of the Evertune in it. It was crazy heavy.
Evertunes are amazing, but yeah, they are boat anchors for sure. Yamaha Stage Custom drum set will trade for a good guitar. It's not a bad drum set actually for the price.
Yeah.
Try Frank Brothers. I have only tried one. My buddy Chad Murphy, who plays guitar with his partner Kelly Prescott, but he's done a bunch of stuff with Dallas, and he plays the Frank Brothers guitars, and they are very, very, very nice. Yeah,
Man, I don't know if I...
they're Toronto based, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah. One of the techs we had filling in used to work with them there.
Nice.
Yeah. Guys play classic rock and blues. What pedal you recommend for those type of stuff?
Dude, Rev G2.
G2
the one
for
on
sure.
his board there.
Yep. Yeah.
Either his gold one or my green one.
Yep. Yeah, G2. it's a lot of reverb and with a tube screamer. Yeah, the G2 is great for. I always say it's like, it works great as like kind of a crunchier amp channel or kind of like a mid-gain kind of twangy drive or like a tube screamer. It has a lot of different applications, but.
Hey, Sean's computer, crapped the bed on him tonight, so he couldn't make it on. Sorry, I'm a very, very distant second substitute.
It's okay. We're hanging now.
I know.
Yeah, this is the G2 here for. So there's 3 different drive stages on it. I've got it kind of backed off a little bit for some bluesier tones, but. And then go to the blue.
We will have Shawn again. We'll get this sorted out for one of the next streams. So.
Oh yeah, we talk with Shawn often enough.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of like a bluesier tone. Yeah, like I'm always a fan of the blue aggression just because of the attack. Like even with the gain dialed back.
You guys couldn't even tell the difference between me playing and Sam there.
I will say you do the unison bends a lot better than I do though.
Now I can't do it now that you told me that.
You're just sitting there like.
When you only have 2 tricks in the bag, it's hard to be bad at them.
And the whatever it is, the.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand that. I can't do it.
Hard to do on a guitar with the tram, but
Yeah, that's the Derek riff. Red aggression sounds better with a 112 combo. Yeah, the red aggression's more rock for sure. This is with the red aggression here. But it also works really nice like as a boost.
pretty aggressive.
Yeah, like second channel. Yeah.
It's play that fast, man. Stop it.
That was basically like in the after image. That was just like our trick was just like only playing keys where you can use open strings, so you can do like a lot of like the. Just cheating to the max. What's the name of the Schecter guitar? This is the Nick Johnson signature.
Can you run the G2 as a boost on the purple channel for the metal thing?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So here's the purple channel. I'll do it on with the aggression turned off actually, so you can hear it. And for this, I would kind of dial it more like a tube screamer, so dial the gain back a little bit, volume up a little bit, and then whatever EQ you want. So probably go a little less gain than that. Yeah, with the tube screamer trick, like you don't really want to use a lot of dirt, like. A little bit more saturation. So this is without that G2. I actually have a tube screamer here too that you can hear. So this is with it off. This is with the G2. And this is with the KHDK tube screamer. The G2 is actually a little bit cleaner. A little bit tighter. Yeah, like running, like you can use it to boost the G3 as well. And that's like why I really like the G series pedals, is because they can function as a channel or as a drive, you know.
Yeah.
Cool. Tones money with the G2. Thanks, man. Yeah. And you can, like, I will say, like, generally with the Tube Screamer, the trick is just to have the gain totally backed off. But like, I can add a bit of gain with the G2, and like, it starts to sizzle at about noon. But even before that. Yeah.
I was liking just that sound that we got out of the G2 with this and the D20 with the red drive mode.
I like all the people like, oh, G2, all the high gain guys are now like, oh, the G2. It's like, yeah, it's a great boost for sure.
Yeah.
So on a somewhat oh, dude, you're all good, Dave. Helix did a modeling. Yeah, so we actually did license them to do that, and
yep.
I would say that Line 6 does a pretty damn good job of profiling. That being said, there are a lot of switchable options in the amplifier itself that are not a bit like with the profile. They probably dialed a sound that they liked and profiled that. Yeah. Whereas with the amp, there are lots of switchable options that you're going to be able to manipulate that are not in the profile, and they may have profiled the amp on a certain aggression level with, you know, whatever. So yeah, totally, they nailed the profiles that they did, and I know a lot of people have really enjoyed them. That being said, there are still tweakable features of the amp that you won't get from a profile.
I think the big thing for me with the profiles is that they're always just a little bit off compared to the amp feel-wise. And the other thing, Line 6 did those when we had the Mark IIs, so like the red channel in the Helix is going to be drastically different than the voicing in the red channel in the Mark III.
Yeah.
So you won't get that, but it's still pretty awesome. Like Dream Guitar Sam would be a Tyler Burning Water.
I still need to play one, man. I've heard so many good things about them.
They play crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy well.
Crazy good.
Ugliest headstock in.
I was gonna say I've seen the headstock and just been like, no.
Yeah, I actually thought they were like an import, like crap guitar when I first saw them at NAMM, because their booth was like really basic, like just a banner behind them and a bunch of guitars. And I saw the headstock and I was like, why would you buy that?
And then you play it and you're just like,
yeah. Oh, I should stop talking.
Yeah, exactly.
I see you're so good that you can purposely make an ugly headstock and be like, yeah, you're going to deal with this guitar.
That's the gimmick.
You're going to deal with this guitar being not nice, or like this headstock being not nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, if anyone, we're getting there. If anyone has any more stuff they want to hear, any questions they want to ask us, let us know, and we will.
Since Rev is licensed with Line 6, does that rule out future possible Neural DSP? No. We've never talked to anybody at Neural, though, just so for full disclosure. But the idea of doing like a plugin or VST or anything like that is, we'd be into it. It's just a matter of, the right partner at the right time.
Yeah.
We've had people who have been really great at doing it that have approached us. It was just always at a time that like Dan was swamped and I was swamped, and like it's the same thing with the Fractal thing that just keeps kind of taking way too long. It's every time Matt and I go to connect, it's like
everyone's busy.
I'm just swamped and can't do it.
Licensing just means that we have authorized Line 6 to use our branding. Like licensing doesn't mean that they own the profile. It just means that like we have said like you can profile this, you can use the Rev branding on it in your product.
And typically we'll give them schematics to make sure they get it right.
Like licensing means that it was done in part with our company.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Is Canadian beer better with Canadian bacon? Yeah, of course.
Oh, everything's better with Canadian bacon.
Yeah. Who doesn't love some good old ham?
I'm not a huge ham fan. I like bacon.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like back bacon, which is pretty much
I like okay, but yeah, I'm talking about like you go to the deli and there's this big brick of processed ham.
Oh yeah, that's not real ham. No, but like when your like mom makes like a ham and like ham and pierogies for like dinner.
You assume that I grew up in Manitoba.
Oh, are you just getting donairs all the time because you're East Coast?
Maybe a king of donair.
No, I want to go to Winnipeg's best pizza and donair tonight. All right,
dude, King of Donair and Dartmouth, bud. Let's go.
Yeah. It's just a short 50-hour drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we get some Rev beer koozies? That's a great idea.
That's not a bad idea at all, man.
You should
yeah.
email me about that and remind me that we should do those.
Yeah, we'll send you one for sure. It'd be sick.
Ham and pierogies with brews. Yes, sir.
Yep. I will say, yeah, my favorite, like, I mean, I'm not from here, but I've lived in Manitoba for more than half of my life now. But, like, my favorite Manitoban thing is definitely, like, farmer sausage and pierogies and stuff like that. Like, it's not the same out east.
No.
Well,
Well, they don't have farmer sausage, right?
Right,
Like,
and that's what you say about seafood. It's like, well, how can you live from the Maritimes and not have or not enjoy seafood? And it's like,
because it's trash here?
it was always, here it's trash. But, like, even then out there when I lived there, it's like, it's just always there.
It's everywhere, yeah.
You know, it's like it's not as big of a thing. Whereas with here, like it's like, oh, this is different than how it was back there.
Are pasties big in Canada like they are in the U.S.? I don't think so because I don't know what a pasty is.
Pasty, it's like oh man, I don't want to say that it's wrong. My interpretation of that is it's kind of like a sandwich pastry thing that you put in like a press. Kind of like a toasty.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me if I'm totally wrong though. That's my interpretation of that. That's not necessarily real. So, again, Scotty and the Battle of the Brothers. That'd be fun to get Scotty.
Dude, I'll destroy my brother. My brother's, yeah, you're nothing next to me, bud. Nothing. Nah, get him to play drums, and then I'll look stupid.
Alex says is that when you're high and your mouth is too pasty. I've experienced that. Yes, I outgrew that.
Scroll back up there. Yes, and we should have Scott on here sometime to. I don't know what he would talk about.
Should get Scott and Luke on here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that would be funny.
Yeah, get an Eastfeld special.
Oh yeah, and then you and I can just sit in the back and yell out Alice in Chains riffs we want Luke to play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I get them to talk about grunge. How do you get Canadian from curling?
And the fan take away little brooms.
Okay. Go scroll down.
Go.
Hold on.
Ah.
Do you ever use a G8 with the generator, even with the onboard gate?
Josh, I hear pasties and I think food after that, but
yeah, I don't use a G8 very often just because I just roll my volume off only.
Yeah, well, so Mike, I will say the G8, the gate in the amp is in.
It has less controls.
Well, it has less controls, exactly. It just has an overall control. So yes, you do get a lot more flexibility using the G8. The gate in the amp itself, I think, is similar to what would happen if you were running the G8 in 4-cable method, because it does actually gate the preamp section, and it's not just gating your effects chain.
Yeah.
That being said, obviously, like where it's not positioned in the front of the amplifier, running a gate directly off of your guitar will inherently give you different results. So if you want to gate more of just like your direct guitar signal, then yeah, the G8 would work great. I will say the gate in the Mark III does a fantastic job of gating everything. But yeah, if you want to actually gate or if let's say you want to run like a side chain on your pedal board and just gate like specific overdrive pedals and not the rest of your signal chain, you can't just do that with the gate in the amp. So
yeah, so what you're saying is you don't have to, but you could.
There are things you could do with the G8 that you can't do with the gate in the Mark III.
Right.
But the gate in the Mark III is very good.
Cool.
More.
I just don't use noise gates yet.
Short summary. There are configurations that you can use with the pedal that you cannot use with the amp. But
short summary. Yeah, bud.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Just send it.
Yeah. What else we got? You got it. Tim Hortons is substandard coffee. Agreed.
Absolutely.
I don't think anybody. Well, yeah, but Dunkin' Donuts in the U.S. is trash. So.
Jack,
yeah,
you're becoming more Canadian by the moment.
Tim
Hortons is trash.
Dunkin' Donuts has horrible donuts and horrible coffee.
Tim Hortons has horrible food and horrible coffee too. It's like Panera if it sucked.
Dude, Tim Hortons has decent donuts.
Yeah, the donuts are good. Yeah,
The sandwiches are garbage.
Yo, do you see the memes going around?
Just...
Do you see the meme going around where it's like Omicron didn't exist before Tim Biebs happened? Has anyone investigated this yet? For those who don't know, Tim Biebs are Justin Bieber endorsed Timbits, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. That's actually what I thought it was, but I was like, I'm not talking about that on this.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Scroll down.
Oh, keep it going. Dunkin' Donuts.
What are the best tubes for the MK3?
6L6s and 12AX7s. Brand, we were talking about this earlier on. Brand doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But as long as you can use You can use the L34s, you can use KT88s, you can use KT77s, but we do recommend 6L6s. Yeah.
Whatever tubes are in there and when it's working. It's the best
And
ones
he
for
says
me.
in Winkler we have Tim Weebs.
They started doing that. That's not even a joke.
That's not a joke?
Yeah.
I thought that was a joke.
Now the Winkler Bakery started doing Tim Weebs
Oh
as a joke. Well, to steal on the Timmy marketing. Just smart. Like
That's unbelievable. 6L6. Yeah. 6L6 is what we send them with stock, and that's generally what we have
But
voiced the amp to sound.
you can
with.
order them. Like we do have EL34s and we do have KT88s here, so you can order them with something different. But
Yep.
I guess that'd be a great live stream for us to do one time. Hey, like what if we got a couple of different 120s set up here, threw in a couple of different tube sets, and
Yeah.
just monkey around with it a bit?
We did that a ways back, but I think the infrastructure was not set up that it was really like we only had 2 amps going at the time. I think if we could set up 6L6 KT88 EL34s. I really like EL34s in our amps for sure. Like they break up at a much lower point.
Maybe what we should
But-
do is do that, but have some amps here not in head shells, and then swap as we go and do
Show
the
you how we
combo of
bias them.
Yeah, exactly, and
Yeah.
show a combo of a couple of KT88s with EL34s.
Should get Dan to come in and do
Do you
that,
guys
actually.
do you guys like that idea,
Yeah, that's a great idea.
or do you hate it? Should I stop talking?
No, I think that's a great idea.
Rampage Coffee out of Saskatchewan is the way to go. I'm not driving to Saskatchewan to get coffee, bud.
Heard
Thanks.
that's pretty good though.
Probably. Sure, it's good.
KT88, KT77 combo. I've seen a lot of dudes really enjoy. Anthony Best is all over that combo.
Isn't KT77 essentially an EL34 though?
I don't know. I'm not going to answer
so.
that question.
I'm pretty sure it pretty much is. It's very close.
I don't know. They're bigger.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, what do you think?
I don't know what else we should do.
Well, I'd say let's do that and call her a night. It's that time in the evening, folks. For anyone who is new to the stream, this is the time of the night where Derek turns on every single pedal on his board and tries to annoy me. And I will not. Oh, there we go. Did you mute him? Oh, you can keep it going.
I know,
It's not
but
completely
dude, it doesn't even
muted.
sound that bad. I was hoping it'd be way noisier and trash.
Oh, you see, just muted in my ears?
No, I just put a pad on it, so it's a lot quieter.
Anyways, we're at that point in the evening. So. No, I'm not contributing to this nonsense. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We will get
thanks,
Shawn.
everybody.
We will get Shawn on the stream soon. Unfortunately, technology was not on our side tonight. But we will have Shawn.
It's the way she goes sometimes, bud. Way she goes.
Yeah, sometimes she goes. But thanks for tuning in. This
Way of
is
the road.
a fun stream, kind of going by the seat of our pants, you know.
Oh, don't you know?
Oh yeah, that's great.
right.
But yeah, if you and again as always, if you guys through this have any ideas of stuff that you'd like us to do on here, please let us know. Yeah, if it includes Derek doing that, then we'll do that. My favorite is the face because you just turn over and you're just like. You're just like, I know you hate this.
TJ shows up at the end. I hope you were here when I gave you the shout out, TJ. Everybody go to TJ if you need any work done out of Saskatchewan.
Absolutely.
He's literally the best.
Do
If
the
you're in
tube
Manitoba,
comparison?
it's Bruce. It's Jake all the way. Sorry, TJ. But if you're in Saskatchewan, it's TJ.
Yep,
That's the way it works.
absolutely.
And if you're anyone else, just figure out where to get there.
Yeah,
right.
send your stuff in. Tube
Yeah.
comparison, great. We'll take that into consideration for next time too. Got a nightmare where Derek did the bending while Sam did the net. You're dreaming about us? That's great.
I don't know how I feel about the fact that you're dreaming about us.
Oh, that's
but-
great. No, it's good. That means we're doing our job. If Derek is haunting you, dude, that's like my nightmare is like sleep paralysis, but I just hear Derek in another room just bending, and I can't get up and make him stop.
Yeah. Like that point where you're just barely awake and you hear like,
It's like, no. Ah.
still sounds good.
That sounds great. Cool. All right.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep.
Thanks,
See ya.
thanks, Derek, for coming down, and we'll see you next week. We'll have a
Yeah.
special guest next week. We'll be announcing Monday, but we actually will have a very, very cool guest next week. Yes, I know who it is. I know who it is, too. But we will be having a very cool remote guest next week.
I promise we'll take the time to figure out how to make a remote thing work properly, because it's probably our screw up tonight, not Mr. Tubbs, that this didn't work. So we'll get that sorted.
Yeah.
So
it's the computer wizard's fault.
Nah, it's just the gremlins in here.
Yeah. Okay. See you guys. Take care.
See you guys.
No!